And I go, let me be good to this girl. I'm not going to get better. I might be able to get better good looking, or I might be able to get better decent, but not together with her.
Now let's address race the same way we address sex.
Well, I would say it's the same thing, man. I would say.
Do you hate white people?
That's.
I mean,
yes, my instinct is to say yes, but I don't hate.
Because
I don't hate white person. I don't hate white person, white person,
right.
White person. Singularly.
Right. You qualified your misogyny. That you said you're better with it. You've got a system that you understand sex and women with. It's your own. It's based in truth.
Look, man. Black people, I don't like to think in terms of like being a victim and being black, dude. Mm-hmm. One thing I try to get white people to understand, Mark, is that white is a fluent concept. It's an idea. White to us, and I've said this a few times, but here's what white is to us. The decency that nature has given the Jews in their plight, the decency is to have a villain in both plights. Moses, there was Pharaoh. That nigga looked like Yul Brynner. Mm-hmm. Yul Brynner was the evil force holding you down.
Yeah.
And God freed you. God said, no, Jews, you must go.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Then it's the Holocaust. Hitler.
He was a bad one.
Hitler and his crew were after the war, it was against the law. You can't even have the mustache no more.
Yeah.
You can't even rock that.
Yeah.
You rock that.
That's not a law, but it's an understanding.
You just don't rock it. Sure. That nigga is the devil.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. That mustache is the devil.
Right.
Hitler, then the devil.
Right.
So what that enables you to do is move on. Mm-hmm. Enables you to move on.
Okay.
Meaning, I don't have to hate every German. I don't have to be bogged down. After the Holocaust, being a fucking Nazi was criminal. To this day, if they find out you used to be a Nazi, you get fucked over. You can't even apologize.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I only put a couple in ovens. No. You're done.
That's right.
Okay?
Even if you're 100 years old, you're going to jail.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Which is great for the spirit of being Jewish. It's great. It's just like, we went through this. Yeah, we went through this. But we know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
We know exactly how many people it happened to, and we know exactly who the fuck did it.
Yeah.
So it enables you to have a chapter in a book.
Yeah.
When I start off with white people, I'd say, look, white is the only thing we got from slavery. We don't have we have a finish date. Questionable start date, questionable amount of people that died, questionable effect on our minds. When we were freed, it was like, bye, nigga. Nice talking to you.
Yeah.
Okay. You've been living this way 400 years. Now we expect you to live wonderfully now. And what we did to you is not criminal. And the only thing left is your skin. So you have the skin color of the enemy. So every white person is Hitler's mustache, really. To my gut, every all white skin is that.
On some level.
On some level.
Really?
Yeah. But you're not my oppressor. Like, so it's for me, when I say white, I hate that. I always hate it when I watch Geraldo Rivera back in the day, and used to have racial conversations. Mm-hmm. And the race thing would be, today on Geraldo, we're going to have a race debate. It's, Negro, John Negroin from Negroin University. He's been at fucking, Negropolis State. He has a doctor in niggitude.
Yeah.
Versus Troy, who thinks all niggers have sickle cell anemia.
But what I think the sexism analogy is around the objectification, that people are judging just because you're black, and that black represents a certain thing.
It's the thing of when you get a black person that thinks that they have a white position, they're not nice. Black cops are really hard dudes. Black bosses are hard because they have this thing where they have to prove something. It's inferiority to me. It's like, do I want white people giving me equal right? Like, what? It's so. Do I want a white guy apologizing for slavery? I think that I have a equality or a non-equality based on person to person fucking thing. And I think that black people have been put in a position where we have been given something that can be taken away. And that's the meaning.
After having been stolen and demeaned and dehumanized, then all of a sudden you are given this?
I think that the freedom in which black people have is it's in the context, man. It's
conditional.
It's conjecture.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's a made up theory because it's based on love that we don't have for whatever reason that is. Whatever reason, I think black people are kind of like Sylvester Stallone at the end of First Blood Part 1.
Yeah.
You ever see that movie?
I don't think so.
You never seen First
Maybe
Blood
I
Part
did.
1?
I can't remember
It's
shit.
fucking not operating at your level of intelligence.
No.
You should have saw that fucking movie.
I'm sure I saw it
many times.
What happened
The
to it?
scene is this. At the end when he goes, yeah, I just want this country to love me as much as I love it. He was this Vietnam guy and he's ranting about why does the country hate me for doing what I was told to do.
In Vietnam, right.
Black people, I'm not speaking for all black people, but I feel that way. It's like, why the fuck do you hate me, motherfucker? Black people should be flying shit in the buildings all day long. We should be insurgents. We should be killing white families, but we're not. We're not. We're fucking good, man. And we get treated like dog shit. And we're always trying to figure out, how to get white people to fucking, and like a lot of white people, I got that fucking monkey on my back where it's like, don't fucking, if a white guy goes, you're very, shut the fuck up, nigga. I don't need you to fucking validate me, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about your fucking love for me. You know what I mean? Stop. We're trying to work for this love that it ain't gonna happen. And I don't want no legislated love. I don't want the fucking N-word in my life. If you feel nigger, you could call it flowers and pudding, but it's fucking feeling like nigger. So the N-word, I gotta listen to the N-word describe a word that I've never even heard before the N-word was existing. I never heard anything where I go, okay, put nigger there in place of that word. But the N-word was invented so that you can say nigger somehow. So you found a way to fucking say nigger. And I never heard nigger like I hear the N-word to describe nigger. It's some tricky horseshit. It's shit I learned in Boston. It's shit that I want all black people to learn. It's passive aggression. It's what do you call it? It's covert racism. How the fuck do you have a fucking racial conversation with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Who don't admit that they're racist? How the fuck can I talk to a white person and go, you believe in racism? Yep. You believe that there's unjust things happening or unjust things happening to black people, Mexicans all over the world? Yes. Are you racist? No. Racism is like Bigfoot. Like, we know it's here. I never seen it. Only racist I see is fucking this asshole with a sheet on. But there's no functionally intelligent fucking guys who walk around and go, I hate niggas, I hate spics, I hate chinks, but they're liars, man. It's like we're not going to heal this thing until two things. One, black people got to stop lying about how we feel, and white people got to stop lying about how they feel, and we come together and we discuss it, because this shit ain't going to stop until black people find a way to forgive this country for what it did. It's a aching, that's the anger, to forgive the country for what it did. And without white people's, this is how deep white is. Hey, when'd your family get here? Got here in 1906, first person straight off the boat from Italy. And now I'm calling you a nigger like I'm better than you. are you serious? My family's been here since 1619, bitch. Making this country wealthy because it's got free labor. It's just collecting money. Are you fucking serious? And we get a hard time, and you get here, your skin's white, and you treat me like shit? You motherfucker.
You're telling me, though, that growing up in Boston, you never personally experienced overt racism?
Overt once.
Just
twice.
Once.
South Boston.
Right.
One time that affected me. When this kid, it was a summer camp, I think I was 10. And this kid called me a nigger. This little white kid called me a nigger. It was a game he played with me. Called me a nigger and ran. And I chased him. And he ran to where there was adults. And I grabbed him. And when I put my hands on him, he screamed like Banshee, you know. And I got thrown out of camp. I'm like, he called me a nigger. It's like, so I learned a lesson.
What did you learn?
I learned
they
that
thought you were one too?
Yeah.
Right.
Nigga. Like, I learned that a lot of things I learned about racism that you don't learn unless you live in a place like Boston.
Boston's the worst. It's
you
the
can't
worst.
learn it down south because you did in a weird way. Living down south, you actually have actually a great point. You know. Back in the day, I get sprayed by a hose.
Well, yeah, there's a history.
Dogs.
I actually did a line where I said down south there's an ignorance that runs so deep it actually has integrity. There's a history to it.
Yes, it is. It is. Hey, nigger, and you go, hey, white boy.
Right.
And then here's what I'm gonna do to you.
Yeah.
And here's what you better hope I don't.
It's out. It's not covert.
It's
historical.
Exactly what it is.
It's historical. Whereas in Boston, it's all fucking suppressed. I've never seen a city hide its black people like Boston.
And then when you learn certain things, look, like the busing thing. Look, here's what I learned out of all of this time that they wouldn't teach you. That I don't understand why they won't teach you. Is the busing. The Boston busing problem was this. They teach me as a Boston black kid, I hate white people, and that's what I'm supposed to do. They're racist. They're this. They're that. But what it is it was a design condition that poor white folks and poor black folks couldn't fight. It was certain people working on a higher level. The South Boston High was a civil servants exam school. It taught you how to be a cop, how to be a fireman, how to be an EMT. It taught you how to pass the civil service exam. That's all it did. So what it did, it didn't prepare you for college. It prepared you to work as a fireman. That's why it was all these Irish firemen, all these Irish policemen, you know, all these times. It was all mixed, man. And when they stopped busting these niggas in, they were busting out jobs. So now there's going to be some nigga cops and some, you know, cops were the family business.
So it was politics and power.
Yes. I mean, you look at the Kennedys, you know, but at the end of the day, I learned a lesson after that. I said, if I can, and I think this slowed me down a lot mentally, man. And then I got in trouble with the law when I was young.